Okay, so this week we're doing absolute inequalities. We're just really just taking the concept from the last 2 weeks and sort of rolling them together. So we have to remember our rules for absolute value, and we also have to remember our rules for inequalities. Okay, so to help us out, now definitely write these down. We have two, it's not quite formulas, but it's explanations of how to set up our equations, or inequalities rather. So we have this one here. If we have the absolute value of x plus b is greater than c, and really this could be anything. It's basically just if you have an absolute value and then greater than, this is how we're going to set it up. So you're going to write two inequalities, one where it's greater than the positive value of c, and one where it is less than the negative value of c. And then our second one, which we're going to get to after we do our first example, is if we have absolute value of something is less than c, then it's going to be an and statement. So it's going to be negative c less than ax plus b less than c. So I would definitely have these two written down somewhere so you could reference back to it. I know that's what I did because I don't even remember the last time I did questions like these, and this definitely helped me. Okay, so once we know how to set it up, that's going to be our first step. So all the ones today is nice and simple. It's just the absolute value greater than or less than something. Okay, so if it's greater than, we're going to write it as two separate equations. So I'm going to solve 6x minus 5 greater than or equal to 13, or 6x minus 5 is going to be less than or equal to negative 13. Okay, so the first equation is just going to be whatever it looks like. You're going to drop the absolute value sign, and that's it. The second one is where it changes. You drop the absolute value sign, make it less than, and then you take the opposite value. Okay. All right. So let me just solve these like you did, like we did with, what am I thinking? Inequalities. So you want to get x by itself. So you want to get rid of minus 5. So you do plus 5 both sides. It's going to give us 6x greater than or equal to 18. And then we just divide both sides by 6, and we get x greater than or equal to 3. Okay, that's half of our answer. Or we do the other side, still plus 5 to both sides. Still 6x if less than or equal to, because we flipped the sign. Negative 13 plus 5 is negative 8. And then we're going to divide both sides by 6. So we get x is negative 4/3. Or because of the limitations of Canvas, we want to put all of our answers as a decimal rounded to the nearest 10. So we can call this x is negative 1.3. So definitely have your calculator to convert your fractions to decimals if you can't do that in your head. Due to the nature of how we have one positive and one negative, you are going to have a lot of decimal answers for these because it's hard to pick values where you can divide evenly, even if you do a positive and a negative. So do expect to see most of your answers is going to be one integer value, one decimal value. Okay. Oh, shoot. I kept putting an equal sign. Hopefully someone is yelling at their screen right now. This is less than or equal to. Not bad, not bad. We'll edit it in post. Okay, so the other side is if we have a less than symbol to start with. So if that's the case, we're going to rewrite it like we were doing and statements last week. So we're going to say negative c. So in this case, 6 will be negative 6. It's going to be less than, we drop the absolute value. So 9x minus 3 less than positive. Okay. And then because we only have just one number on the outside, we don't have any x's out here, we could split it up into two separate inequalities and solve it that way, or we could solve them simultaneously. So if we want to get this x in the middle by itself, we would do plus, oh, come on man, blue, plus 3 on the left and on the right. So negative 6 plus 3 is negative 3 less than negative 9x less than, these will cancel, 6 plus 3 is 9. Okay? And then to get that x by itself, we're going to divide everything by negative 9. And remember, our rules for inequalities have not changed. So if you divide by a negative number, you still need to flip the signs. So this is going to become negative 3, negative 9 is negative 12. It's actually going to be greater than x, greater than, and then 9 divided by negative 9 is negative 1. And then again, due to the limitations of Canvas, we're going to want to swap this around and say negative 1 less than x less than negative 12. Okay, hopefully I did that right. And that's it. So try out some more. If you have questions, just let me know. Okay. Bye.